Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. In today's video I'm going to talk to you all about 10 online side hustles that you can start today to start making yourself some extra income. So you will have clicked on this video because you're looking to find some ways to make a bit of extra cash. So before we get into the online side hustles, I just want to give you a few points to think about before we get started. So one of these things to think about is how much time you might have to put into this side hustle. So it may be that you have an extra hour or two per week, or you might have an hour or two per day that you could put into this side hustle. So that's something to think about as we go through the ideas. Think about how much time you can really set aside to get this side hustle going. And if it's just a small amount of time, then maybe go for one of the side hustles that doesn't require too much time. And if you have a bit more time, then you might take on 1, 2, or even 3 of these side hustles and really get your side hustle game really strong. Another thing for you to consider just before we get into the side hustles is to think about, have you got any skills that you can monetize? And if you haven't got any skills that you can monetize, then that's okay, because there are plenty of side hustles that don't require any skills. So as we go through this list, think about if you've got any of these skills that you might be able to use in one of these side hustles. And if not, as I said, there are plenty on this list that you can do with no skills required. So really, that's the beauty of these side hustles, because you can start them with no skills, no experience, and often you can actually make a really good income from them. So don't be put off if you don't feel like you have any skills that you can monetize, because you definitely do, and you can definitely start one of these side hustles today. The first online side hustle idea that I've got for you is to become an online tutor. So this is great if you're a native English speaker, or if you're fluent in English or another language that you can actually teach to other people. You can teach on a subject that you're familiar with or that you're educated in. So really with this, the possibilities are pretty much endless. I have worked as an English tutor online before, so I can recommend a few sites and tutoring platforms that you could check out if English is something that you're looking to tutor in. But as I said, there are a number of opportunities out there for tutoring in a subject of your choice. I can recommend some English tutoring websites, seeing as I've actually worked as an online English tutor before. So I can recommend a website called Cambly. There's also Engu or DMM. There's also iTutor Group or Tutor ABC. So those are just a few ideas for sites that you could tutor on as an online English tutor. And those websites offer the opportunities to teach kids and adults. So you do have that flexibility if you just want to teach kids or if you just want to teach adults. So I would check those out because they're actually really good platforms. And I'm going to make a dedicated video to show you how you could get started on either of these websites and how you can start to become an online tutor on these websites. But those are just a couple of examples, and there are many, many more. So if you know of one, please recommend it to others in the comments below. Also, I can recommend you some websites in the UK that offer tutoring services. So there is a website called My Tutor, and there's also Tutorful. So these are UK tutoring websites where you can sign up to offer your services, and it could be in English, but it could be in any subject that you're educated in. So you can check that out if you've got a language or a subject that you want to tutor online. Also, I should mention that the first tutoring sites that I mentioned, like Cambly and Engu and iTutor Group, you can actually sign up to those online tutoring platforms as a tutor. You can sign up to those from all around the world. So that gives you some flexibility. Depending on where you live, you can still sign up to these sites. So check those out. So you can check out what's available in your area, and also I'll link the ones that I've mentioned down below in the description. The second online side hustle idea is to freelance your services. So this is using what I was talking about earlier and monetizing any skills that you already have or that you currently offer, but perhaps not on freelancing websites. So you can check out some freelancing websites such as Fiverr, Upwork or Contra. So have a look at those and check out if you could offer your freelancing services on there. They have a wide variety of services that you can offer on there, and there's also a large customer base, so it could be a really great way to get started. You can offer whatever freelancing services you specialise in, but to name a few popular ones, there is editing, whether that's video editing, podcast editing, or written editing, or there's copywriting, there's web design, there's many more, but I just named a few popular ones there. So think about what skills you have and what skills you can monetize and start selling on a site like Fiverr. There's a lot of income to be made here, and you don't have to be using a specialised skill. For example, beta reading or proofreading, copy editing, these just involve checking somebody else's writing. So if that's something that you like to do, you could go with that. So there are lots of opportunities here for monetizing the skills that you have. For example, you might already know how to edit videos, you might already know how to design websites, or you might be a graphic designer and be able to design really great graphics. So this is all about maximizing the skills that you have and monetizing them. And this is something that you could do in your spare time, perhaps around your main job. You could start monetizing your skills in your spare time, and you might actually find that you might make this your main hustle over time. The third online side hustle idea is to start an online product business. So you could start thinking about selling products online, and if you don't want to manage your own inventory, then perhaps you could think about drop shipping. But if you do have your own products that you want to create or sell, then you could think about selling these products on a site like eBay or Etsy, or actually create your own e-commerce site and sell your products on there. So it's up to you here. You might sell your own products, or you might sell on someone else's products, and that's a real great way to make yourself some extra money and start this side hustle that could really take off, and it could really start becoming a large amount of income for you, and even maybe become your main hustle. So this is another one that could really take off. The fourth online side hustle idea is to sell your unwanted items. So this is a really great side hustle because it's just taking advantage of items that you already have in your house. So you might have a treasure trove of items in your cupboard or in your wardrobe. So have a look in there and see if you've got any items that are of value that you could sell online. So these items could include clothes, handbags, shoes, or books, anything really that you think you could sell online. And often you can actually make a really good amount of money here, especially if the items are good quality and they're also kept in good condition. You can sell these online. So some sites that you can check out to sell your unwanted clothes, bags or shoes are apps such as Vinted or Depop. In the US there's Poshmark, and also you can sell on eBay, and eBay you can pretty much sell wherever you are on eBay. So it's really good because you can make some extra cash with this side hustle. Some items will have a really good resale value, so check out these websites and apps to see if you can make some money off the things that you have. You can actually make some really good money from selling unwanted items or reselling items that you have found, perhaps in like a vintage store. You can actually sell these online and make some good money out of it. So have a think about that. Check out some items that you might already have, and you can make yourself some extra cash. I've actually sold some unwanted items of my own on Vinted and Depop, so I'll be sharing that experience in a later video and letting you know how you can sell your items for a high price and start to make some extra income from this. The fifth online side hustle idea is to take online surveys. So you've probably heard or seen this before, that often companies try to get you involved by offering you some incentives or some rewards to take online surveys. Often these stack up to, well, not really very much. So you might think, oh, I'll automatically switch off at this point because online surveys do not make any money. And whilst that has also been my experience, I can actually share with you today a couple of sites that I have made some money from by taking online surveys. So the first site that I would recommend is Prolific. So here you can take a wide variety of surveys, and these surveys come from researchers from all around the world. And what you need to do here is answer a bunch of questions about you so that they get some insights about you, and then they can direct surveys to you that will suit you and that suits the researcher's needs as well. So through this site I've actually taken a high number of surveys and actually made quite a good amount from this, so I really recommend this website. There's also an app called Honeybees, which I've taken a look at and I've just started using, so I can report back on that later. And there's also a company called User Testing, and the same goes for them. I've gone through the introductory process with them, so I can report back on how that goes. But for sure, I definitely recommend Prolific, and also you can check out Honeybees and you can check out User Testing. So there are also many more, but these ones I can recommend myself. This side hustle is great because you're making a little bit of extra money on the side, and the companies are paying you for the insights that you provide. And sometimes these can actually be quite interesting. You might get invited to a focus group or something like that, so it can be quite interesting. So it can be a good way to make some income on the side, so that's why I mentioned it in this side hustle video. The sixth online side hustle idea is to start a blog. So you could start a blog through Wix or Squarespace, or just make a WordPress site and choose a host. So you could start it however you like, but the focus here can be on quality content, so providing content that your readers really want to check out. And once you've got some readers and a bit of a following, then you might introduce ads onto your website, and that's how you can start to make some income from this blog. So it could be anything that you want to write about and you think readers will be interested in and want to engage in. So whatever your skill, whatever your passion or your hobby, you could think about monetizing this in a blog. The seventh online side hustle idea is to start a podcast. Podcasts are really popular and they're a great way to speak to your audience on a topic that you choose. So if you have something to say, something that you think people will want to hear, then it can be really great to start a podcast. So this podcast might be just you speaking, or it might be you interviewing people. It could be really anything that you want to talk about. So think about how this might apply to you, and how, if you like and you want to speak to people, how you can make this into a podcast, and then how you can monetize this. You can choose a podcast host such as Anchor or Libsyn or Buzzsprout. So have a think about a podcast host, and then you can actually just get started straight away with recording your podcast and getting it out there for listeners. And you can monetize this easily, and it can be a really great side hustle to start. The 8th online side hustle idea is to create an online course. So here you're monetizing some skills, experience or knowledge that you already have, and sharing this with learners through an online course. So it can be anything that you want to share with people, whether it's flower arranging or crocheting or web design or graphic design. It could be anything that you really specialise in, or even something that you just know a little bit about. It doesn't have to be something that you're a specialist in even. It can just be something you're passionate about and that you really want to share with others. Because this passion will really come across in your online course, and people will enjoy learning from you just because you're passionate about it. You might think about selling your online course on a website such as Skillshare or Udemy. There are many more, but those are just a couple of examples. The 9th online side hustle is to sell an ebook. So here, this is about sharing your knowledge or your skills again, but in the book format. So it might be a fiction book, it might be a non-fiction book, it might be anything that you enjoy writing about and you think that readers will really engage with. So it could actually be any kind of ebook. It might not even be a book with words in. For example, it could be a colouring book or a notebook or a planner. So really the possibilities are endless here as well. So really think about what kind of ebook you would like to create, and then you can think about selling it. So obviously there's the most famous site, which is Amazon, but you could also check out some smaller sites or websites that specialise in the kind of book that you want to offer. You could also think about selling your ebook through your blog or some other kind of course. So really these side hustle ideas are all kind of linked. So if you already have a blog that's really taken off, perhaps you could introduce an ebook, and that would be another stream of income for you. The 10th online side hustle idea is online coaching or consulting. So this involves sharing your knowledge, your skills and your expertise with others through online coaching. So this online coaching again will be anything that you know something about. So it could be business coaching, it could be financial coaching, it could be fitness coaching, it could be life coaching. So anything that you feel like you can offer, perhaps you have some education or some background in, then you can monetize this skill or this experience and sell it to others by becoming an online coach. You might advertise your online coaching or consultancy services through your personal website or your Instagram or your Facebook page. So whatever platform you have, that's the way that you can get your online coaching services out to customers and they can really see what you have to offer. This is another side hustle that could really take off, and with this one, as with many of the others, the sky is really the limit and they could be really profitable, and you can really monetize these skills really well. So check out this one as well as all of the others. Those were all of the online side hustle ideas that I have for you today. Let me know by commenting down below which was your favourite. Give the video a like if you got this far, and let me know as well if you're going to try any of these ideas for yourself. I'll be really interested to know. And everything that I've mentioned will be linked down below in the description. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.